I've been using the M4 Mac Mini for more than 3 weeks now. And yes, it's the base model 256GB model. So if you are excited, drop a comment below, subscribe to the channel. Today we're going to find out, was it a mistake? Should I have upgraded this computer? Or was it the best value machine that I've ever bought? So I'm going to divide this video in 3 parts: design, performance review, and finally buyer's guide. Let's get started. The design of the M4 Mac Mini is probably one of its main features. It's small, it's compact, it's so easy to put anywhere you want. That's why Apple made the Mac Mini this way. So you can pick up this computer, which is almost the size of an Apple TV, and put it on your desk, put it on top of your desk, put it next to your monitor, put it next to your bookshelf. I don't care where you put it, it's so small and tiny and cute. And that was the purpose of Apple building the Mac Mini. They wanted to build an actually powerful computer under a very, very small form factor that does not make much noise when working. So the M4 Mac Mini's thermal design is actually really, really good. And the overall design is actually very performance-based. Imagine a Mac Studio shrunk down. That's what the Mac Mini is. So it's not a new design per se by Apple. It isn't. It's a very, very efficient and a very, very powerful design found on the Mac Studio, a very, very power-hungry computer that has been scaled down to fit an M4 and an M4 Pro chip. So the design of the M4 Mac Mini is actually perfect for the M4 and M4 Pro chip because it's performance-based on the Mac Studio. Again, the only thing that I found ridiculous is the power button being on the bottom. Yes, you might be thinking, oh, you only turn it on once and then you forget about it, right? Wrong. In my experience in the last 3 weeks, I have to turn on and off this computer every day. It lives on my bedroom, and whenever I go to sleep, I don't want to have that blinking light because it annoys me, and I think it will annoy you. So I have to turn it off or put some tape over it. I don't care. You have to do something. And by turning it off, whenever I want to go to sleep, it becomes a problem because the power button lives under the computer. So it's so annoying, guys. Very, very annoying. I think you will find out this if you buy an M4 Mac Mini and you put it on your room and you want to turn off that blinking light. Then you'll have to reach under the computer, lift it up a bit, and turn it off. This is annoying. If Apple had put the power button on the front, or maybe on the top on the Apple logo, I don't know, a capacitive button, this would be fixed. So the power button being on the bottom, very, very annoying. Other than that, it's a really, really good design. It's beautiful to look at. It feels actually very premium in the hand. It's so lightweight. This is the most portable desktop machine I've ever seen. It's so easy to unplug it, put it on your backpack, and get out with it to your next location where you have another desktop monitor, where you have another keyboard, another mouse. That's the only thing that you need to run this computer. Of course, it's not as easy as bringing your MacBook, but the M4 Mac Mini is truly portable for a portable desktop computer. As for the I/O, the M4 Mac Mini features 2 USB-C ports on the front, USB-C 3.2 I think. On the back, you have 3 Thunderbolt 4 ports. Yes, not Thunderbolt 5. For those, you need to upgrade for the M4 Pro Mac Mini. But my base model only has the 256GB of storage, 16GB of RAM, and so only gets 3 Thunderbolt 4 ports. That's ridiculous, right? No. Do you really need Thunderbolt 5? I have never had any issues transferring footage through my Thunderbolt 4 ports with the M4 Mac Mini in the last 3 weeks. And I run 40GB projects from my camera directly for my SSD there, no issues. As for the rest of the ports, they are useful. You have an Ethernet port that you can upgrade for the 10GB Ethernet. Did I do it? No, it's only $100, but I don't need 10GB Internet, at least for me. But if you are using this computer as a server, it might be useful. And then you also have an headphone jack, that if you want, and you have an HDMI port. That is also really useful. One thing that you don't have is an SD card slot and a micro SD card slot. Any of those would be useful. It is not available on the M4 Mac Mini, so you have to buy any type of dongle or dock. I have a dock, so I have no issues there. As for the performance of the M4 Mac Mini, I completely believe this computer is overkill for most people. Whenever you do simple everyday tasks, the Mac Mini is up to the task. Again, if you try to open up all the apps on your menu bar and you do it, it will be so fast and all of them will be popping up like crazy. This computer is so fast on everyday tasks because the single core performance of the M4 chip is one of the best in the world. So if you are doing simple tasks like browsing the web, opening up websites, scrolling through websites, I don't know, any type of ChatGPT based thing, any type of search, any type of, I don't know, media work online, then the M4 Mac Mini will be super fast and way more powerful than you actually need. If you are doing any type of work that requires PowerPoint, that requires Excel, the M4 Mac Mini will also be super fast. Can make calculations much faster than other computers because of the single core performance. So any type of workflow that actually requires single core performance, the M4 Mac Mini destroys. But if you try actually to do some type of multi-core performance, the Mac Mini is also no slouch. So any type of 3D rendering, video editing, playing games, then the Mac Mini with the M4 chip is also pretty capable. But let's jump into my favorite workflow, Final Cut Pro, to test it out. Alright, so as you can see, I have my latest project right here. This was my iPhone 16 Pro Max Day in the Life, and I'm currently editing it on the Mac Mini. So on Final Cut Pro, I want to test out how fast it actually exports this project. So export file, continue. I will have this mistake because I don't have the LUTs, but it's okay. 143 gig, no. Settings, and put it here on H.264. QuickTime, 16 gigabytes. Save, and it will start. So as you can see, 0%, and it's going. I will put the camera up and a timer to see how much time does it take. When I started seeing that it would take a bit more than I was expecting, then I was a bit disappointed, because the Mac Mini exported this video in about 16 minutes. The video is way longer than 16 minutes, obviously, but my M1 Max MacBook Pro did it way faster. Again, the same video, the same project, installed on my SSD, and as you will see, the M1 Max MacBook Pro will do it in less than 50% of the time. So the Mac Mini did it in 16 minutes, the M1 Max MacBook Pro did it in 6.18 minutes, which is quite good, and definitely shows the power of a Max chip, even though it's 3 years old. Even though the sharing is not as fast, editing and scrolling, you can see on the timeline, it's all super fluid, no problems. As you can see, I have a missing LUT right there. But if I come right here onto this part, I select it, and then come right there, select the custom LUT, and delete it. If I place my cursor over there, it should fix the issue. Oh, wait. There you go. So, fix the issue. And if I select all of them, I select here custom LUT, delete it, then all of these will be having no problem. Get the volume down, and then here I will click play, and it plays right away. So yeah, stop, plays, stops, plays. So no delays, and even scrolling through here on the timeline, as you can see, no issues, all very fluid. Then of course I have some issues here. So if I delete this custom LUT, again, come here to the timeline, put it there, still, man, this is annoying. There you go. So probably I will be able to scroll. You can see no issues there. So push back, scrolling, no issues, super fluid. And again, this is 4K, 30 frames per second footage. Let me see just 1 second if this is in obviously better quality. As you can see, better quality and then better performance. So if I put in better performance, it will be faster. No need. So another thing is here on this Sony footage, which will be heavier. As you can see, Sony footage. Let me see if I can show you. It's C footage. This is DJI footage. This is C footage, which is heavier, but still, no issues. Scrolling, no problem. And if I put it right there, start playing, wait a second, and yeah, just starts playing immediately. Stop, start, stop, start. No issues here. The SSD is super fast. It's all super fluid. I can move up, move down, super fast. Again, all of these in better quality. And here, the M4 chip just kills it. If we put the M1 Max through the same test, you will see that it's definitely very, very powerful. It has no issues scrolling through the timeline, has no issues changing clips, and yeah, again, this is a 4K timeline. The M1 Max, although it's 3 years old, it's still amazingly powerful.
Of course, this is single core performance based, not multi-core performance based. So you'll see the biggest difference between these two computers whenever you do an export or a rendering. Another test that I want to do is test the AI capabilities of this chip. So if I place the cursor right there and click here, as you can see, we have the add magnetic mask. Click here and it will supposedly select the magnetic mask. Then you obviously come here to my face, select myself, and as you can see, it has selected my whole body. Then click analyze and it will start analyzing the clip. Again, this is the base model chip using AI to analyze probably 1 minute and so video clip that has myself and it's tracking my body, my face, everything, and creating a mask at the same time. As you can see, still at 20 something seconds, 25 seconds, pretty fast for a base model M4 chip. You don't need more than these guys. Look at this. Real-time, live tracking, magnetic mask. Insane. This should be illegal on a $600 computer. But it isn't, and it works really well on the M4 Mac Mini. Once it finishes, it's now currently backtracking. Again, this is a big clip. So it's not a joke. It's probably 1 minute clip, 1 minute and a half. Let's finish up this clip. Still did not lose the mask. All of the mask is perfect. No issues here. It'll be so fun once I remove the background. You will see. Again, 77 seconds. Currently 1 minute and 22 seconds until it finishes. And yeah, around, it will have probably 1 minute or so. So let's see. And 96, 97, 98, 100. So this clip right here, which has 43 seconds, took around 50 seconds to 1 minute to finishing it up. It's almost like lifetime. Then you simply click done and it removes the mask. And look how good does it perform. Like insanely perfect. Look at this. Removed completely the background, no issues there. Perfect. Everything has disappeared. Insane, guys. This is insane. This is AI. This is the future of video editing. And all of this on a base model Mac Mini. And here, the M1 Max should be slower. Again, it has older neural cores, so whenever doing any type of AI task, the M1 Max should be slower than the M4. But because of the sheer raw power, they were about the same here on the Magnetic Max test.
And yeah, as you saw, the M4 Mac Mini might not be the fastest when exporting, because again, this computer, in terms of single core performance, super fast, super snappy. As you saw, scrolling through the timeline, changing up anything, scrolling through the footage is all super fluid, no issues, even though we are watching it on better quality. But as soon as you try to export it, to render it, then it will take a bit more time. Again, it exported this big 30-minute video, almost 30-minute video, in about 16 minutes, which is quite good for a base model computer. But if I do the same thing on my M1 Max MacBook Pro 16-inch, a very powerful multi-core machine, even though it's an M1 machine, it's much faster. Did it in about 6 minutes and a half, and yeah, that's a big difference. That's less than 50% of the time. So when doing those big renders, when doing those big exports, an M1 Max machine, even though it's 3 years old right now, it's much faster because of the multi-core performance. That thing has 32 GPU cores, that thing has 10 CPU cores, but more high-performance cores. So it makes sense it will be faster in these tasks. But if you scroll through the timeline, if you add up effects, if you remove effects, even if you do any type of magnetic mask, the M1 Max will be as fast as the M4 Mac Mini because this has faster neural cores, this has faster cores. So in terms of single core performance needs, this machine will be faster. Whenever you are exporting, then you will notice a difference from a more powerful machine. In that case, you have the M4 Pro Mac Mini, and that machine only costing an extra $600, then yeah, it's double the price, but it's way more of a double of a performance. So if you need that, it's actually a good deal, the M4 Pro Mac Mini. Whenever you are looking to buy this M4 Mac Mini, speccing it out might be the most difficult choice you might make. Yes, although it starts at $599, if you start upgrading the RAM, the storage, it can go up pretty fast. So what are my recommendations? Well, pretty easy. If you are looking to buy the M4 Mac Mini, so the base model M4 chip, I wouldn't upgrade anything. I would go for the complete base model computer. Even though 256 GB of storage seems short for your needs, and it is very short, you can upgrade these later. So you cannot upgrade the inside SSD later, which actually you can. And look, Miyani made a video talking about that, and it seems pretty interesting the way that you do it, but let's focus on what's easy to do and what's available right now. You can upgrade it later externally. So you can buy external SSDs, external NAS, so network attached storage. You can buy external hard drives, whatever you want. You can buy external storage, and because it's a desktop computer, it's actually really easy to plug it in, and really fast storage too, for much cheaper than Apple's websites. So don't spend one dime even on storage on the Mac Mini. Doesn't make any sense to do so. But one thing you can upgrade is the RAM. You can go from 16 to 24, and it depends really on your needs. If you need a computer for doing very high RAM intensive tasks, like 3D rendering, coding, or whatever you want to do that you feel that might be short on 16 gigabytes of RAM, then upgrading to 24 will be my only advice, because that's the only thing you cannot change in the future. If you do think that you need more than 16 gigabytes of RAM, which I think it's the sweet spot for most people, then upgrading for the 24 for $200 might be your only upgrade. Don't do it anything more. Don't pay an extra $200 for the 32 gigabyte model, because that would be an extra $400, and you will be cutting very close to the M4 Pro Mac Mini. If on top of that you decide to upgrade the storage, you're screwed, because now we are talking about more expensive than the M4 Pro Mac Mini, which is I think $1,200, $1,300, and by putting $400 or $600 on the base model Mac Mini, you are getting to the M4 Pro prices, which already include 24 gigabytes of RAM and 512 gigabytes of storage. So don't upgrade the base model Mac Mini, because it will be even more worth it then to go for the M4 Pro Mac Mini. That's the overall look into the Mac Mini lineup. If you are looking to buy the M4 Mac Mini, I would advise you going for the complete base model, pay the $600 and leave with an amazing value computer. If you are looking to upgrade because you think you need more RAM, you need more storage, then you are more of a professional than you think, and the M4 Pro will be my option. Because in that case, you are getting a very performance-based chip, you are getting a very powerful GPU and a very powerful CPU, also coupled together. And so, after 3 weeks, the M4 Mac Mini has been great. It does not overheat, does not make too much fan noise, it's snappy, it's actually very powerful, and it can replace for most tasks my M1 Max MacBook Pro that it cost me $4,000, and yeah, it's super beautiful to look at and so small. So the M4 Mac Mini, it's a great option for most people, only costing $600, the base model. I think it won't be a mistake going for the 256 GB model, because you can upgrade your SSD later and you'll be getting a very powerful M4 chip. So yes, go buy a $600 Mac Mini, you won't regret it. But let me know your opinions in the comments down below. While you're there, drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel. Bye bye.